What's up, everybody? OGP back with you. Channel members, you rock. You're seeing this way before everybody else, if everybody else even gets to see it. But I appreciate you, and that is why you are seeing this. We had kind of talked about, through messages and whatnot, a couple movies that I've watched recently, and I said I would give you reviews on them rather than doing a helicopter, airplane, or something flying by all of a sudden. Rather than doing like a traditional, I'm going to watch it, sit down, talk about everything. These movies, I don't know if they're worthy of that, but a couple movies that I've seen recently that I did want to mention to you. One, Bloody Birthday. I checked this out not too long ago. It's about 3 kids that are all born on the same day. It's like a total eclipse of Saturn. They were born on an eclipse of Saturn. And so it made them all evil. And they started doing bad things to other kids and parents and people in the community. I don't know. I mean, kind of like Children of the Corn, where they were evil kids and all that. Similar thought, line there with the kids being evil, but not very similar movies at all. I don't know. I did not think this was that bad, but I hated these kids' guts at the end. I really hated them. It says it was made, it was made in 1981, supposedly took place in 1970. I didn't hate it. I really didn't hate it. I hated the kids at the end, and they kind of set, spoiler alert, they kind of set it up for a sequel, which I don't think ever happened, not that I know of at least. And if there was, I don't need it. I wouldn't need to seek it out. But these kids, they, you find out as they're going on, anybody that really pisses them off, they find out ways to like try to kill people and stuff. And, or really hurt them. But I think the ultimate goal is always to try and kill them. And they're very conniving, very ingenuitive, and just very evil. They do some bad things. It was okay. When I was watching it, I wasn't like, yeah, this is bad or this is horrible or anything. For being a 1981 movie, I thought it was, fairly well put together. Acting was okay, but it didn't also blow my socks off. But I'm not mad. I'm not going to get rid of this. This is not something I'm like, I don't need that in my collection or anything. If you could watch it for free on Tubi, I probably would. If you haven't seen it, I would probably check this out. I recommend it. On a 1 to 5, just go with a 1 to 10, so I don't do halves or anything like that. A 1 to 10, this is not going to get a 6.5, but this is going to get probably a 5, right down the middle, just because I didn't love it, I didn't hate it, and it is kind of worth watching. If it's, like I said, if it's free or cheap. I got this pretty cheap, so that's why I watched it. But nothing fancy, just basically the DVD there. And I think that's really all I got to say about that one. That's really it. Yeah, that's it. Bloody Birthday. And there's nobody, like actor-wise or anything, there's nobody you're going to recognize. Nothing like that. Elizabeth Hoy, Andy Freeman, people I've never heard of before. Directed by Ed Hunt. I don't know. But Bloody Birthday. The idea of it and everything, like they could do that story again. They could probably, with today's effects, do really, really good. Maybe that would be one to kind of, if sometimes people say if there's one movie you could get remade, what would it be? Maybe that would be it. That would be a good choice to get remade. I like the premise and everything. Just maybe with the budget or whatever, in 1981 they were limited with a few things. But still, not a horrible movie. I didn't hate it that bad. This one, on the other hand, Drive-In Massacre. This was one of the most nostalgic, vibing movies that I've ever seen. It's not a good movie, but so much of this is filmed in a drive-in theater, and you get to see the old playgrounds. If you're old enough to remember, drive-ins are still around. Not that common, but they're still around. but they don't have a lot of the things that they used to have, like the pole where you would grab the speaker and attach it to your car. They don't have the playgrounds. The snack bars aren't what they used to be. So, you know, like pinball machines and video games inside and all that. So seeing this was like, man, it brought back a lot of memories for me of, I remember watching, maybe it was like Rambo First Blood Part 2 in the drive-in theater with my parents. I don't know what was the second movie after that. Maybe it was like Delta Force or something way back then. I remember seeing movies like that in the drive-in theater with my parents. For the most part, me and my brothers would watch the movies for a while till we'd get bored. Then we'd play in the playground, or then we'd, just play games in the car, whatever we would do, or fall asleep. But my parents enjoyed going to the drive-in. We had a pickup truck. They could open the back, and sometimes we'd sit there if they parked backwards, or me and my brothers in the summertime would have lawn chairs sitting outside and stuff. It was a lot of fun. So the nostalgia vibe of this was great. Now, this is about a drive-in theater with the owner took off. He is out of the country. The guy who manages the place is a real jerk, and he's got one employee working for him that she shows up just to serve food and stuff, but I guess she's like a buffoon. And then there's like this creepy guy who cleans the parking lot. And so it's basically them three running this drive-in theater. And then somebody gets killed in the drive-in theater. And so then the police start to get involved. They're trying to figure out who killed this person. Then a couple people get killed. And then so they're trying to figure out. And so as these killings start to go on and on and on, the police are like more determined to figure out who is behind this, and it's kind of the story of the police trying to solve this mystery. The acting is rough at parts. The premise is cool. It's really, really cool. The writing, not so great. And so when you have rough acting and sketchy writing, it makes it tough. But because of the nostalgia vibe, I was all in. I was all the way in, all the way through this. And I don't know. I wouldn't spend more than maybe like $4 or $5 to have this in my collection. But I'm not mad at it. I'm not going to go throw it away or anything. It's going to stay in my collection. And on a 1 to 10, I'm probably going to give this, I'll say a 4. If it didn't have the nostalgia vibe, I'd give it like a 2. And so here's the thing. Somebody was saying that, they thought when I posted about getting this that maybe it was going to be a bootleg or something like that. But this was released by Cheesy Films, and you can see I'm going to get it out of here, this case. I mean, it's a legit production here. It's not like a DVR or anything like that. The artwork on the disc is pretty cool, as a matter of fact. So I'm not mad. I'm not mad at this. When I got it, the case, the plastic was goofy, so I replaced the case here. But Drive-In Massacre, I'm not mad at it. And then there's a couple other movies I want to talk about. This one I also picked up. If I remember right, I got both those at Zia Records when I was out there in Phoenix area. This one right here I also picked up out there, and that is The Dead Next Door. Somebody commented on the video that this was really good. So, it's an old Anchor Bay movie, and stars Peter Ferry, people I've never heard of before. And there's one scary thing. Written, produced, and directed by J.R. Bookwalter. When the writer, the producer, and the director are all the same person, sometimes you get bad movies. But this is kind of cool inside. I'm digging the artwork on the movie itself. And then it has this card here. I want you for U.S. Zombie Squad. All right. And there's that. So the makeup on the zombie, not the greatest, but it's not the worst. And this was originally made, what's this color? 78 minutes, and it's not rated. It was released by Anchor Bay in 2005. I don't know if that's when it was first made or not. It's not saying on here. But, yeah, that's all I'm seeing. I'm not seeing any other dates. So, but that's it. Dead Next Door, I still have to peel off some of this sticker here from Zia. But any thoughts on that? I'll be doing a review on this here before too long for y'all. And then a couple other movies. Something that I do want to talk about a little more in depth than I have on other videos. And that is, I just got some, started ordering some things in the mail again. And one of which was Room 237. If you have not seen this, I very much recommend Room 237. It's different people that are giving their thoughts on The Shining and what Kubrick was kind of like hidden messages or undertones and things that Kubrick had going on. And they're all very interesting to listen to. I really loved when I watched this movie. And it was one that I love The Shining. And, you know, Dr. Sleep is what it is. If it wasn't the sequel to The Shining, I would like it a lot more. As a sequel to The Shining, it frustrates me a bit. But I love The Shining so much. I have the book, you know, the original Stephen King novel. I have the movie. I have now this. And, you know, and I have Dr. Sleep. I love it so much. This was something that I was like, you know what, I need this in my collection. Because there's been times where I'm like, I want to go watch it again, and I wasn't able to find it streaming. So now I have it in my collection, and it'll stay sealed until I go to actually watch it again. But it was an IFC film, so you may be able to find it like on IFC Network on their on-demand or something. But Room 237, if you're a fan of The Shining and you've never seen this, I really, really recommend you try and check it out. It's a good one. And then here, I mentioned this. Web Movie 1 and I did last night. Whenever you're seeing this, probably not necessarily last night, but Web Movie 1 and I recently did a takeover kind of on Fat Samurai Guy's live stream where we jumped in and we're goofing off and somebody showed up in a ghost face mask. I won't say who, but somebody showed up in a ghost face mask. And we were talking with Samurai for a while, and one of his homies, forgive me, I'm horrible with names, but so his name is beside me right now, but another filmmaker, great dude. We were talking, he's an Asian, like Chinese dude, Chinese Canadian. He's like, you know, heritage is Chinese, but he's from Canada, really good guy though. And we were talking, and I told them on there, so spoiler alert, if you have not seen that and you're interested in seeing Samurai's live stream, I told them what I'm about to tell you right here, and that is, these are a couple franchises that, one, I've never seen one of the full movies. I've never seen one of them all the way through. And another one, I've seen all of the first one. I think I've seen all the second one, but I've never seen 3 or 4. And that is a Scream franchise. I've never seen the third one, and I've never seen the fourth one. Obviously, I saw the fifth one last year. Not thrilled. I am looking forward to the sixth one. The trailer, the first trailer was like, okay, we got Ghostface Takes Manhattan. The second trailer was like, okay, this is pretty good. I'm kind of into this now. Up until the very end of the trailer, the girl's like, I'm the one you want. Let's finish this. And I'm like, no, the movie's going to suck now. But I'm still curious to see part 6. So before that, I'm going to go watch 1, 2, and 3. And then I also have to order part 4. Get me a copy of that. So, but yeah, I've never seen the third installment of the Scream franchise. And then also here, still Screaming, the Ultimate Scary Movie Retrospective. I've not seen that. Or Scream, the Inside Story, the 2 bonus features that you get on this. I've not seen those either. So that's, hey, as a collector and any, whatever you want to call me, shame on me for never seeing those. But here's the biggest what moment of this particular video. And that is, I have never seen one of these movies in its entirety. And that is Chucky, the Child's Play franchise. It's never been a franchise that I'm like, I need to see those. I've never felt that way about this franchise. And I just feel like it's time for me to actually watch them. I'm sure like what movie 1 was like, oh, you'll like, the first one, and I can't remember which others, but anyways, So I guess some of them are kind of good, some of them are kind of not so good, but I'm going to check those out. I recently watched some of the Final Destination movies. The first one I liked, the rest of them, don't care. And then the Paranormal Activity movies, I'd never seen that franchise, and I recently watched 1, 2, and 3, and I liked them a lot. 1 was the best, 2 and 3 were both pretty good. 4 can suck balls, and I don't need to watch any more than that after part 4. And so I'm just trying to get caught up on some franchises that I've ignored over the years just because I haven't ever really, had an itch to see them. And I thought, I'm going to all these conventions, talking horror movies on here, and so I might as well check these movies out at some point. So Scream and Chucky, I'm going to work on those franchises and get through those. So I thought that was kind of funny. I've never seen a full Chucky movie in its entirety. What are you going to do? But anyways, that's it. That's my thoughts on Bloody Birthday and Drive-In Massacre. I really think you should go watch it, Balzer. Drive-In Massacre, you'll dig the vibe. At least the nostalgia vibe from the Drive-In Massacre. I loved seeing the old drive-in theater. But thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate you hanging out with me for a little bit. I know it's not too exciting of a video. Oh, and here's a side note. I was going to put up for Wednesday, which I think I'm going to release this technically on Wednesday. So for today, the regular video, I was going to put up a video of me and my daughter and my brother at the Stockyards in Fort Worth, Texas. And then at Billy Bob's, the world's largest honky-tonk bar, which is an amazing place. I absolutely love it. And maybe some of John Wayne's, there's a John Wayne museum there. I was going to go through, I went through all those and recorded so much of it. But I lost that SD card. I hope that I can find it somewhere, but I have lost it. So that footage may be gone for good. I do have another video from Texas coming your way, and you guys might not be excited about it, but as I am kind of traveling a lot and making my way around the country, I do really enjoy national parks. With my wife and I, we're all about them. And seeing the presidential libraries. So before too long, because I live very close to Richard Nixon's library, we're going to go there. I've been to the Reagan Library a couple times because it's also in Southern California, and they have Air Force One there. It was the Air Force One used from maybe Nixon, but definitely Gerald Ford. And here we go, testing my president knowledge here. Gerald Ford and the peanut farmer. Oh God, what was his name? I can't believe I can't remember his name right now. But the peanut farmer guy, and then Reagan and Bush and Clinton all use, and maybe even W might have even used that. Jimmy Carter. Why am I forgetting Jimmy Carter's name? All use that same Air Force One, and it's at the Reagan Library. So we've been there, but I'm going to do little video documentaries when we go to all the presidential libraries. The Reagan one, very much looking forward to it. I believe in March there is a Holocaust exhibit that's coming. If you've never been to one of the presidential libraries, they'll have exhibits that kind of tour around. And the first time we went, there was a George Washington exhibit, and they had a bunch of things on loan from the Smithsonian. And so this is going to be a Holocaust exhibit with, I think, things from like Auschwitz and stuff that are going to be pretty intense to see. Being that I've never been to Auschwitz, one day I would love to get over there and not just, see it to appreciate it, but, to pay my respects to those that perished, at the hands of some evil, evil people. And so anyways, the presidential libraries are somewhere that I'm going to be going to all of. And so there will be a video from me visiting the W library. Whether you liked him or not, it's still interesting to see presidential libraries. And whether you believe what happened. There's a lot of conspiracies about 9/11. Was the Bush family involved in setting that up because of, the war? What do they call it? The war machine or whatever, that, we need to go to war so we can sell more weapons and make more money for the rich people. if you subscribe to some of those theories, you may, really, really hate the dude. But anyways, I went to the library because he was a president. And, like Obama said, what did he say to Trump? He goes, at least I will go down as a president, because nobody in their right mind, whether you voted for him or not, nobody thought Trump was going to win that presidency. We all thought that Hillary was going to be president. And surprise, surprise, we wound up with Trump. But like him or hate him, he was still a U.S. president. And so I appreciate the office. As a veteran of the U.S. Marine Corps, I do appreciate the office, whether I like the person or not. And so it is very interesting for me to go to those places. So anyways, that's about it. I'm been rambling here for a while now, but hopefully you've enjoyed hanging out with me and hearing my thoughts on some of this stuff. And let me know what you think down below. And you can spit out review requests if you want. Balzer has from time to time. I don't think any of the other members ever really have. But let me know if there's something in particular you want me to see. I will get around to Jeepers Creepers Reborn. And in fact, I saw it in the store today. I was at Walmart, and I was going to pick it up. I was just going to buy it, because I have the other three. But I rang the little bell, because Walmart's out here. All the movies are locked up. And I rang the bell for them to come help me. And nobody ever showed up. In fact, and let me make sure. Jeepers Creepers. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I just don't have Reborn. I don't have Reborn. So I'll check it out one of these days and get a review of that up for you, Balzer. Although I don't expect it to be very good, because what I've heard from Wet Movie 1 and Master Chaos is that it's not good. So, but we'll see. Anyways, everybody, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for your support as channel members, and I'll see you guys very soon.